Hey everyone, I'm back again for the weekly Soulmate Twin Flame Oracle reading. As many of you know, I was away for a few weeks visiting my husband's family and my friends back in the south of France, and I did record a lot of the things that I did on my my little vacation that you are welcome to see on my social media accounts. I've also kept up with the weekly reading. As I was there, I recorded on my iPhone. It worked out great. It's wonderful to meditate and to read while I'm away, especially when it's on a beautiful beach like Marcy-en-Plage. So today I'm going to be focusing more on the energy shifts that are still occurring with a lot of people. I mean, it's been going on with just about everything in the US, around the world. Everybody is feeling it. Everybody is still recovering from it. I know I am. I still have a lot that I've been feeling from it. I mean, it's not constant. Mercury retrograde ended on the 5th, but we do have a 2-week shadow phase. So remember, just because the dates say that it ends on a certain date, it doesn't exactly complete at that time. Now, with these energy shifts, what they're actually doing, they're actually bringing out a lot of hidden messages that maybe we are not listening to, a lot of hidden stuff that maybe we have in the back of us, that in the back of our minds, that we're not bringing out and letting go of. There's a lot of things that you have to focus on. There's a lot of things that you have to look at. I mean, look at what's going on in the US with these hurricanes. I mean, I don't want to go into the weather and talk about it because I know we're in the middle of one for south of Florida with Hurricane Irma today and tomorrow and then this weekend, but you have to really look at what's going on around us. We can feel it, it's in the air, it's an energy, and that's where the energy shifts come on. But you have to remember that it's a storm, it's an energy shift, and it doesn't last. So there's a meaning behind all of it, and that's what I want to focus on with our love life at the same time, because that's in the center of our hearts. So we have to look at every angle that it comes to. So if you've landed on this video by any chance and it doesn't pertain to these dates that I'm talking about, and you don't understand what I'm talking about since it's maybe a different time for you as you're viewing this video, this was a certain message that is given to you, and you need to watch this video completely. I mean, some of the things will pertain to certain factors in your life, and you need to really focus on it, and you really have to understand that these readings are not meant to be individual. I mean, it's not like something that you can say, well, this is a direct reading that was given just for me. Well, kinda, yeah, but not exactly. I actually focus on a broad, world type of energy. So it's actually for me, it's actually for you, it's actually for this person, for that person. And if you feel that somebody can benefit from this reading, by all means, please share on your social media sites, whatever you like to do with sharing, however you do it, because I feel like this is something that can actually benefit you and others. Okay, I want to thank you all for the support you've given me over these last months that I've been posting these videos. This is why I do it, and I will continue to do it. Like I said, I was away in France and I made it my business to get these videos out to you, these reading videos, and more, of course, to make you see that what I see, I want you all to see. I want to share to you all that what I feel in my heart, that you need to find it inside of you. I mean, we all have to motivate each other, and positive affirmations is the way to go. Okay, so again, thank you all for subscribing to me and really giving me the support and the comments and the emails and everything else, because I really do appreciate it. I love you guys with all my heart. It's helped me grow spiritually as well. Okay, so without further delay, let's get on with the reading. Okay, I've meditated and really asked the angels what we need to know, and what is it that is being shown to us with all of these energy shifts and everything that is happening in our world, in ourselves, in our lives. What is it that we need to know in order to take with us, to use it to our highest good, to make the best of everything that is coming our way in the future? And the cards that I've used were the very beautiful Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Beautiful deck, lots of energy, and I felt that it was the perfect deck for what is happening to all of us and what is actually given giving us messages, and maybe we don't understand them. So let's uncover them together. So the first card that I've pulled, all tied up. Okay, now this is a very deep card. As you can see, this woman, she represents a lot that is happening to her, but it's like she's tied up. She cannot see straight. She cannot go forward. She cannot move. Actually, she's grounded. And no matter how much she tries to find a way to get out, she's looking on. She's knowing that there is somebody out there. That's the reason why, as you can see, her eyes are very dominant. And it's like she's looking right at you. She's looking through you to help her, to give her something, to get her out of this situation. She's facing facts. She's facing whatever is in front of her. And she knows that this is just temporary. This is something that has been given to her as a guideline, as something that she has to follow up on. Now, maybe in your life, you feel like you're suffocating in a way where you can't move forward with that somebody in your life, that perfect person that you find so appealing in your life, that you're so drawn to. It seems like you can't get to the next level. No matter what type of relationship you're in, what type of soul connection you share with that person, it just seems like that you're tied up in a sense. And maybe this is a time where you have to look at, well, why am I tied up? Why do I feel tied up? Does this person make me feel tied up? Maybe not. Maybe this person is not exactly ready. You know, this is more of a feminine energy. The feminine energy is always, I need more, I want more, I need love, I need something. Not that it applies only to women, but like I've mentioned before, with these types of readings, masculine and feminine is inside of us. So you have to look at what side is coming towards you, if you're leaning towards that side. And this is more geared up towards the feminine energies. And the feminine energies is showing you that you need to maybe change course a little bit. Not drastically, but more like, I'm not going to shift my focus on when this specific person is going to give to me what I'm looking for, because maybe you already have it and you're not even looking at it. Wanting something beyond, wanting something more is human nature. We all want it. The more we have, the more we want, the more we go on with looking at life as in, I'm not getting enough in my life. And maybe that's where you need to look at yourself right now. Examine yourself. I'm in the here and now, not tomorrow, the next day, or next year, but more of like, where am I at in my life? Are we going somewhere? Are we in a path that's leading us into a forward direction? Maybe there is something that you need to do in order to shift that path. Now, only you will know exactly what to do and how to do it. I can only guide you and give you the messages that are given to me. So I really have no way of knowing what's going on in your life. And honestly, if you ask me, you know, what exactly that is in an email, I'm going to tell you the same thing. You have to look at what is being given to you, the first thing that comes to your mind. So this is where you have to examine, because it's all up to you, because being tied up is not where you're meant to be. This is something that you have to re-examine. Also, if you're in a bind where you're feeling, I'm not getting any type of relationship, but I'm dating and I'm meeting new people and they're fascinating and they're amazing, but for some reason, none of them seem to be coming towards me the way I want. Well, maybe it's not meant for you to look onto like a permanent partner, although that's what we all want. That's the goal. But maybe you're looking too strongly into why that person isn't exactly coming towards you that you want. You know that person is out there, and maybe you're still healing from a previous wound or something that has happened to you that you're not exactly completely there yet. You're not ready. You have to look at why you're tied up. Why do you feel restricted? And with relationships as well, like I said. So this goes both ways. You have to just focus on why you're feeling this way and what you need to do to change that. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Okay, the contract. A contract, not a physical contract, not a paper contract. And yeah, Mercury retrograde is over with. It's safe to sign contracts, obviously. But this card specifically is showing you that this woman, this is another feminine energy, and it combines with all tied up, the previous card. She's not looking in front of her. She is balancing these scales. These scales seem to have some type of meaning that she has to balance her life. She has to get it together. She really does, because her eyes are blindfolded. She doesn't see it. That's another feminine energy that is telling you that your life is not complete. I mean, complete in a sense that you have everything that you want, but that one person is not giving to you in a deep, committed relationship, or is not showing you enough love in your committed relationship, whatever that may be. Like I said, it's all turned around what is happening in your life. Now, this contract is something that you have to make a decision about, and you have to open your eyes. It's all about opening your eyes and seeing for what things that are in front of you and making choices, making decisions. The energy shifts that are happening right now, it's not about because, you know, everything is coming to the end of the world and we're going to be faced with so much negativity in this world. I mean, there's negativity already in this world, but you can't look at things so drastically. That's another thing with this contract. You have to balance yourself. You have to be calm. You can't change things until you are calm and you are releasing whatever it is. It's a balance. It's a sense of letting go and releasing, and at the same time bringing in that beautiful, refined, beautiful spiritual energy that you're feeling. Without balance in your love life, there's no love life. If you're always going to feel that that person hasn't been giving to you, and you're always thinking that that person doesn't love you, well, you're actually pulling that negative energy upon you. How do you know? When people are all different, how do you know that that love is not there when you're constantly reminded that there is no love? You can't look at this situation so drastically. Like I said, balancing your life, balancing your love, balancing everything. I mean, it's all comes to one thing. You have to focus on yourself, focusing on what your truth in your heart is and going with it. Being grounded at the same time, but not allowing what is on the surface to dominate you. Now, many of you know that there's things happening, and many of you know that whatever we're going through right now, it's part of the system in the universe. It's part of what has to go on in order for whatever meaning it has. But whatever it is, you can't take it literally to the point where you're creating negativity in your life, because it's very easily that you can. This will all pass. Things will all come to a like a more of a center balance, and you will understand things once it does happen. I always look at things optimistically, very positive, because I know when there is negative, there is always positive. So when something ends, something new begins. So don't look at things negatively, because we don't know why exactly everything is happening in this world the way it is. But you have to focus on your own life and your own world. That's the key here. Not looking at why people are not giving to you, not why you're not getting the love, why you're not getting the emotional attention that you want. Because I really feel that that's all about you putting more energy into yourself. That's what I truly feel. This is the messages that I'm getting to give to you. Okay, so let's go to the next card. Door to personal happiness. I love this card. I love doors. I think doors, and you know, I love the dove that's in the door with the beautiful rainbow, the rainbow behind it, with the beautiful pond and the little lilies. It's personal happiness. I mean, this is a beautiful picture. This really is. If you really look at every detail, every flower, everything that is in this picture, you're going to see there's happiness there. That's happiness. That's the doors are opening to the personal happiness. And the personal happiness is actually for you to discover. There's things in your life that you're not looking at. There's things in your life that you've been dragging on, and it feels like a weight on your shoulders. Maybe this is a time to just step out for a second and take a breather. And what I mean by a breather, I mean by, you know, maybe taking a break. Maybe there's this relationship that just seems like it's not going in the direction that you want it to. Like I said, feeling all tied up, that's another thing. Maybe you're not listening to what you need. Maybe it's time for you to move forward. Maybe you'll find that this relationship that you're involved with wasn't exactly what you thought it was at the very beginning. So everybody is different. With twin flames, they do go through a lot of turmoil. I will say that they do go through a lot of breakups, and they get back together, and they break up, and they get back together, but they always find themselves somehow, some way back in a divine union. And that doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship as a romantic partnership or as in just a casual friendship. This is all about what is meant for you, for your destiny. That's why I always say, and I'm going to repeat it again, it's not good to look for a specific soulmate, twin flame, twin ray, divine partner, whatever it is that you're spiritually, bonded with the person. You cannot look at, I'm going to search out for this person or label that person because that person is supposed to be this type of soulmate, so you're supposed to be with that type of divine partner. The thing is that what works for you, what you're drawn to, because sometimes the universe is sending us a person to give us our light and show us something. And maybe that light is so beautiful that maybe we don't even want to go anywhere. Maybe we want to be with that person, or maybe it's just for the time being that person just moves on and we move on, and you will find that person. So whatever the case is, the door to personal healing, your door to personal healing and happiness is all about you finding it inside of you, first of all. And if you're not like that, you're never going to attract, or I should say, bring in your soulmate, welcoming your soulmate, your divine partner with those doors wide open. How do you do this when you're always feeling tied up and the contract doesn't seem like it's balanced? It seems like you need to make a decision. So all of this has to be looked at before the door to personal happiness, personal healing, the things that you need to know in your life, because things can seem like it's going in one way and it's supposed to go in another way, and then you're all confused and anxiety takes place. And we're not going to go into about anxiety. I've talked about this in other readings, that you build up things inside of you. So in order to find the true peace and serenity in your heart, you have to let go of that feeling of anxiety, that feeling of panicking and working your mind up, because your mind, sometimes, I have to be honest with you, it's like our worst enemy. I mean, it happens to me, and we get to the point where we work something in our minds and it's not even there. So in your relationship, I'm not saying to examine it now that we're over Mercury retrograde, but I know you've been feeling those shifts, and you're going to feel them throughout the month of September. I have to be honest, it's not something that just is over with. It's like the after effects, kind of like the shadow of what was going on in the month of August and part of July. I mean, Lionsgate didn't, really open all of this energy shifting, but it did bring out something. So something amazing is going to happen for all of us. I mean, you have to look at it positively, because it's not all gray, it's not all dark, it's not all negative. We have to go through with it in order for us to get better and for us to get stronger. And we all have to stand together as one, in united, in unity. This is the main factor here with everything that's going on with these energy shifts. You're not looking at it as, I just want for my life, I want this one person in my life. You're looking at it, I want to find happiness, and I want happiness for everyone else around me. And that's where your door to personal healing and happiness needs to take place. You need to find that. And I'm just going to turn this off 1 second. Okay, I do have texts and people texting me all the time, so I apologize for that. But anyways, like I was saying, you need to just find what it is that works for you, your door to personal healing and personal happiness to get where you need to get, okay? So let's go to the last card. Patience. This is like a card that I feel is really giving something to me. I mean, I'm a patient person, but we all have it in us. We do get impatient. I guess it's human nature. And as you can see, this beautiful angel, she's here telling us something beautiful is in her hands to give to us. As you can see, that circle of love is in the center of her hands, and she's giving light to tell you that you need to be patient. You need to let things happen in the way they're meant to happen, because when we're not patient, it's more of like we race to do something that can actually create a bump in the road, and it could actually create negativity. And then once this happens, we end up finding ourselves in a place where we're disappointed. Maybe it's not the time, and maybe this is a time where you need to just step aside and let the universe take over. If you're broken apart from somebody and you know that that person still cares, you know that you can feel it from the center of your heart, you know that that person is going to come back to you. Maybe it's a time to just focus on yourself and not focus on that person coming back, but focusing on yourself to be better because of all of it. Because with patience, that person may come back. You have to remember, there's a chance that this person may not, but maybe this person will. So whatever it is in your life, you have to just take it for what it is coming to you. The patience part is really something that I feel a lot of people need to apply in their life. Maybe it's not our personal best, but maybe it can be. The more patience you have, the more goodness you can see around you, and then you can discover, wow, I didn't realize how much I was stressing about a situation. That person that was in my life that I've been looking to walk away from and just being frustrated from that person, maybe getting separated, was actually a person I needed to work with, that our challenges in our relationship needed to work itself out, and it did. So this is where patience is necessary in every area of your relationship. If that person hasn't come into your life, maybe you're waiting for that divine partner to enter, and you always meet people that just don't give you enough, and maybe it's women that don't feel like they're close to you, but or men, I should say, that you need to just focus more on where you're headed in your life. Maybe there's a message here that's telling you that it's time to move past the thinking pattern that you've had previously. Because everything that is going on right now with these energy shifts, and I don't want to go into what's happening, but you all know and you are all experiencing a sense of that. No matter what part of the world you're at, no matter where you live, it's contagious. It's like it's in the air. I mean, we can live far away from a certain hurricane or a typhoon or earthquake or fire. But the main thing is that we understand the energy shifts, and as they come in, they're teaching us more about ourselves, and maybe there are people around us that we need to reach out to. Maybe it's family members that you haven't spoken to. Maybe it's time to give in a little bit more of love in your heart, just because not you're the wrong or they're the wrong, but more of like, let's try to make peace with it all. Because when it comes down to it, let's face it, we're all the same. We all have the same way of thinking. You know, looking at wrongs and rights is never going to solve anything, and it's always going to feel like there is something happening in our lives that we're not getting. Maybe it's because you need to examine yourself, like I said. So being patient with everything that's happening right now in your life is the key. Now, let's go over like being all tied up, having that contract that you feel conflicted, you feel like something is just not happening. And that's, like I said, the feminine energies here are dominating this reading. It's more of like you need to stop worrying and resisting whatever the universe is trying to give to you. Being all tied up and feeling incomplete because something is not going on, something is not happening in your life, because you're not seeing it for what it is actually preventing you from moving forward. Now, you may feel like you have moved forward, and now why aren't things happening in my life the way it should, the way I'm telling you it should? Because maybe you're still in the process of healing. The door to personal healing and happiness is more of a neutral card. It's more of like a card that's telling you you can have all these things that you wish for, that you desire. Everything can be amazing in your life if you just welcome it. And like this card is so beautiful, I keep looking at it. My eyes are just drawn towards it because I love the way it looks. I see that rainbow at the end of that doorway, and I just want to go to it. I just want to embrace the love, along with the patience that this angel is giving us. And she's telling us that love is in our life. Love is there. Love is going to happen in your life. Just stop paying attention to the little things. Why aren't things happening in our lives? Maybe it's time for you to start using with a little bit of what I call it, a little bit of calmness in your life. I like to do yoga. I also like to exercise and do vigorous workouts because it relieves a lot of tension. You know, whatever I take in, I like to just let it go. And you may have a different way of doing it. Maybe you run, maybe you know, work out at a gym or whatever. The main thing is that you release, let go, even doing some type of cleansing type of diet. I like to do different diets periodically, cleanses with being vegan one day, maybe 2 days, vegetarian, paleo. I go back and forth. I am not strict on my diets, and I really feel that having a balanced diet helps with the mind, body, and spirit. When your body doesn't feel good, you're not going to be able to see these messages. I have to say it, it's the fuel that goes on inside of us. You have to feed the body, especially with lots of fluid, lots of water, and try to minimize the alcohol if you can. I find that alcohol really prevents us from seeing things clear. I mean, sometimes we like to have occasional wine, there's nothing wrong with it, but the more you put these types of drinks in your body, it does cloud your vision. And I'm not here to preach to you what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be, but always stick to the basics: fruits, vegetables, grains, things that are healthy for the body. Water, lots of fluid, coffee is fine, you know, tea, things that really replenish. I like fermented foods as well. It helps the digestive system. You can go on and look on the internet on what type of foods help with more of like, I would call it more of like a cleansing type of, keeping to a cleansing, clean diet, something that just doesn't sit there, kind of like processed food. I stay away from all fast foods, although sometimes when you're on the road going somewhere, you can't help it. You see a fast food restaurant, you need to eat something. I know it's hard. I pack my own food, but I always stick to the restaurants that are clean and healthy, at least. You know, that's my way of eating fast food and eating out. So I'm not endorsing any restaurants, but you got the picture and you understand what I'm talking about. So this is all to empower your life. Start with mind, body, and spirit, exercise, diet, and meditation. I've talked about this so many times. Really focusing on your center, and you can even do this by walking. I mean, literally, you can find a beautiful park and you can just zone out. You can pretty much just absorb nature, absorb what's around you, and guess what? You're going to feel so empowered, you're going to feel so bright, you're going to feel so great afterwards, because it is a form of meditation, but it's like a walking meditation. I wouldn't suggest doing it on a treadmill so much because you may slip or whatever, but be careful if you do, okay? I prefer outdoors because it is nature and it is outside. Also, try your best not to look into every little detail about your soulmate, about your twin flame, about your divine partner. Reading too much can actually confuse you. Not that I'm saying there isn't helpful websites out there, because there is many of them, but when you're overanalyzing it and you already know that you're connected to a person, trying to find more answers actually going to confuse you, and it's not going to help you. It's kind of like when you're having like a symptom of some kind. You go on the internet, it's something minor, and then all of a sudden you are a full-blown mess because you've read like tons of sites that said you have this, you have this, you have this. So you have to remember, overanalyzing things is not a good way to find your true peace. I would say get away from the computer, get away from your phone, and meditate. You'll find something that'll help you. Ask the angels to give you a sense of peace, a sense of calm. I can't tell you exactly what to do. You know your own way of, you know, releasing and bringing out whatever it is that you're holding on to, but it's good for you to just find your soul center. Now, I do have a blog that you can go to. I haven't written anything lately because I was away, but I will be posting new articles very soon. But I do have many articles on, I think I have 4 or 5 different blogs. The links will be down in the description area, so you're more than welcome to read through them. Also, if you'd like to book a private session reading with me, I do offer phone, chat, and email readings. Please be patient when booking your reading. I've been super busy lately, and trying to put everybody all in at one time sometimes can be a little overwhelming for me. So just be patient with either of your email, phone, or chat reading. Also, if you would like more information about soulmates and twin flames, you're more than welcome to look through my YouTube videos, also Q&A videos about the soulmate and twin flame I hope this reading resonated with you. There's many things that in this reading really resonated with me, and I felt like a message that I was given. Like I said, we are all united. We are all going through this. Revisit this reading maybe at a later date. Maybe you may have other messages that come through. Look through my other readings. There is many messages either through reading videos or even books. There's so many different messages that you may be getting. You have to just pay attention, especially now during the energy shifts and everything that we went through in this month of August, the last month of August. It's like things are just flowing through. You have to just catch it, and it can be, I have to be honest, it can be draining. And if it's draining, you need to slow it up. You need to slow down, because you know what? It'll only get more intense if you allow it to. That's what I've been doing. I've been taking a lot of time for myself, and you know, I was in France. It helped me, but at the same time I still felt it. It was just not easy. So this is what I'm going to be doing for this month of September, trying to take it slow, trying to get out more than I normally get out, and get out more to like places like, I mean, we love the fall, I love autumn, or if you're in Australia and New Zealand, you're experiencing spring. So it is a beautiful time for experiencing a new feeling of a season. Now I love autumn for the trees that turn colors, and apple pickings, and just going with all of the things that happen the time of autumn. So till next time, God bless and namaste.